Is dropshipping in South Africa actually worth it? Well, let's start off with the costs of registering a business in South Africa. Now, whoa, I know you might be saying you do not need a registered business to actually start dropshipping. Well, it's a good idea to actually have one, because once you start making a considerable amount of money, you will actually need a registered business, because payment merchants are going to start giving you a lot of issues, but I'll get to that. Anyways, the cost of registering a business in South Africa is insanely cheap compared to the United States of America. For example, jumpstart filings in the USA, you can register a business for $399, which is a lot of money. However, it does come with the benefit of actually giving you a US bank account, which can be a huge advantage when you have to make transactions to US suppliers and so forth. However, you do realize that registering a business with a CIPC in South Africa is way cheaper than registering a business in the USA, especially using jumpstart filing. Now, the second thing, which is very important, is the cost of running ads in each country. Now, if you compare the cost of running ads in South Africa versus the USA, Europe, or Australia, you will realize that the cost per click in South Africa is much lower than the cost per click in Europe, USA, and Australia. And this is due to one thing. It's because of the audience or the target market you are paying for. The audience in South Africa is a much lower quality than the audience you'd get in the USA, in Europe, or Australia, and it's backed up by statistics. The statistics say that 41% of South Africans shop online, whereas 81% of Americans shop online. So you do understand that the chances of South Africans buying online from seeing your ad are way lower, probably half as low as the chances of a USA citizen actually buying a product after seeing an ad online. Please do not quote me on that, but you do understand that the quality of the people you're running ads to is much lower in South Africa as compared to the United States of America, as the stats show it right here. Now, a big win for actually dropshipping in South Africa is there's actually a low level of competition. Now, I know some people might be struggling with dropshipping because dropshipping isn't that simple, but the quality of stores abroad versus the quality of stores in South Africa actually has a big difference. Look, there are a lot of high quality stores in South Africa, but they do not match the amount of high quality stores abroad in the US or Europe. Oh, another thing, guys, you will need to know is you'll need a PayPal account if you want to start dropshipping in the USA. In South Africa, you might get away with not having a PayPal account as PayPal isn't that popular. However, it's a good idea to actually have one. And you might as well get a PayPal account now. It's not sponsored. Trust me, it's not sponsored. But you might as well get a PayPal account now to actually avoid getting future holds on your funds once you have a PayPal account, because PayPal has this habit of holding your funds for up to 2 months when you're a new user. I don't know why they do it, probably for security reasons, but you don't want to be in that situation. So rather open your account way before you actually need to use it, because having access to funds is a big plus. While we're on the topic of PayPal accounts, let's talk about payment merchants. It's much harder to get reliable and consistent payment merchants in South Africa as compared to the USA, because probably the most asked question in my dropshipping videos is, what payment merchant do you use? And I know it's very difficult to get a reliable payment merchant. That's why I do suggest that you have a registered business when you are dropshipping. Once you actually use a payment merchant, they can suspend your account or hold your funds. Especially once you start making a lot of money, you're gonna get a lot of issues usually with payment merchants. That's why it's harder to get a reliable and consistent payment merchant in South Africa as compared to the USA or Europe, in my experience. And that's why I suggest you have a registered business. I'm not trying to promote the CIPC. It's better you on the safe side than you not.
And to be on the safer side, you should use Viral Ecom Adz. Why should you use Viral Ecom Adz? Well, because making TikTok and Facebook ads go viral is not easy. However, Viral Ecom Adz simplifies that for you by doing it for you. You can just go over to the TikTok split testing package, and then you have various options to choose from, such as adding a TikTok text or a voiceover, which I highly suggest. Guys, remember, if you have the VIP membership, you'll get 70% off all the packages on the website. And if you use the link in my bio, you'll get an additional discount. It's not the first time I mentioned Viral Ecom Adz, and it's not the last time. It's just that good. Probably one of the most troublesome ones is delivery times. Well, when you're dropshipping to people in Europe, Australia, or the US, it's usually cheaper to actually deliver your products directly from China sometimes than when you actually ship them to South Africa. So that is one of the biggest challenges in South Africa, is the delivery time will be crazy most of the times if you want to ship directly from China, because that's where most supply
suppliers are. And the people who do actually find a way around that in South Africa usually are on top of the market when it comes to drop shipping. Those are the guys who are winning as compared to all the other drop shippers in the country. So yeah, that is another thing you have to note. Now, on the topic of supplying products and actually sourcing them, you have probably heard a lot of people talk about AliExpress. Well, probably back in 2017. You will realize now that most e-com experts are saying that AliExpress dropshipping is dead, which is kind of true. But anyway, the solution to that is AutoDS. Now, AutoDS allows you to import products directly into your online store with just the click of a button. Now, what makes it so special is you can actually find products on the AutoDS platform and import them directly into your online store without having to hassle. Now, the advantage of AutoDS is it doesn't just import the product to your store, but it also shows you the suppliers that have the product in stock. It saves you all the time of actually researching where to find a product, how you can actually source it from your supplier and so forth. So you might as well use AutoDS, and the link is in my description. And if you use my promo code, you will get an extra 30-day free trial on AutoDS. It's definitely worth it. That's why everybody uses it. That's why there's so many reviews on the Shopify app store. To further substantiate why you need AutoDS is because you realize that the quality of products or the range of products you can source for dropshipping in South Africa is not good. If you look at our local suppliers, for example, Dropstore and Killer Deals, you'll see that the products on their stores are not up to date. They're not the trending products. They usually don't have the latest trending products in dropshipping. I don't know how many times I've visited their websites and it just doesn't, they're not up to date. And on top of that, their pricing is not competitive at all. They're selling it at the price you should be selling it at. Imagine your dropshipping suppliers actually dropshipping themselves. It becomes a long chain. It becomes so complicated and the profit margins become tiny, which means you're going to waste your money on ads and you're going to waste your time researching, because what's the point if you're going to research for such a low profit margin and you're not going to make profits? And that's the reason you started selling anyway. Yeah. Now, this one is a W for South Africa, a win for South African dropshippers, is that domains in South Africa are much cheaper. A .com and a .co.za domain is much cheaper than a .us domain or a .uk and a .au. I don't know why South African domains are much cheaper. I'm not complaining, because a lot of things are less expensive in South Africa, and I'm not complaining, okay? If nothing has convinced you to start dropshipping in South Africa, this will. Is the advantage of dropshipping in South Africa is you can copy trends that are happening in the US or the UK or the AU in real time and apply them to South Africa, because most of the times the things that are trending in the US and the UK haven't reached South Africa yet. So you can actually test if something is working by viewing other people. As I told you, the level of competition in South Africa is much lower than abroad. Now, the last thing you need to know, guys, is if you're going to dropship in Europe or the US or the AU, I'm so tired of saying all those three things, is your store quality needs to be high, because if you see the competition of stores abroad, is their quality is high, the quality of their stores is well thought out, they use proper themes and they have proper products with proper copywriting. They just have proper stuff. And if you want to have a proper dropshipping store like those abroad, you will need apps to add on to your dropshipping website. And that's why we have Hulk Apps. Hulk Apps offers you additional apps that you can use to add onto your dropshipping store, which will make it look way better, sleek, and trustworthy. For example, you can get the Releasit app onto your dropshipping store, which will allow you to have cash on delivery. This is a big deal in South Africa because people are afraid of being scammed. If you sign up to Releasit via the link in my description, you'll get 120 free orders for the first 2 months. Anyways, aside from that, you can also get the Dropshipping Essentials pack that gives you more than 15 apps for just $50, which will help make your store look professional and neat, leading to more sales. You can make much more money abroad dropshipping. However, it's going to be much more challenging as compared to in South Africa. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please leave a like and you can comment anything you like, comment, and I'll see you on another video. It's been a good one.